you love jumping over fences quicker than your dog who helps you round up the goats. So we'll come back to that in a little bit. Add out or round this out for us by going through like the eyes and the build and so on, so we get more of a sense of who Bobby is.
Where's this stuff going? Is this description?
You have, it just came through. It came through all in one. So you have watery eyes, you have a relaxed build, and you have tidy hair and an eye patch. Oh my God! Like, tell us briefly how did Bobby get an eye patch?
He'd found a injured goat. And after trying to, it's completely isolated and got itself trapped in like a real tight crevice. His rock climbing got to it, pulled it out, but in amongst doing that, he was. It's an embarrassing story because climbing out, he's just covered in shit all the time, and it got in his eyes and nearly caused him to go blind, and he's lost one eye, managed to keep the other eye, but that one waters all the time.
Poor Bobby.
So he often runs around in circles.
Man, I like this. The watery eye. Man, this is really sad. I feel sad for Bobby. He's got one eye and it runs all the time. That's miserable. All right, beautiful. Anything else that we should know very quickly about Bobby before we move on to our final contestant for today?
No, he's great at rock climbing. Where do I put all this stuff? Watery eyes and relaxed stuff.
Is there anywhere? I haven't looked. Is there anywhere in the character sheet that you can put that?
I just put it under description. It's just a blank box there at the bottom under names.
Oh yeah, beautiful. There it is. I see that. Compared to number description on the first column, I see that. Beautiful.
Where are we talking about?
Yeah, on the character sheet, name, occupation, nickname, competitor number, description. There's a box for description. Tim put his in there.
Ah, okay. Sorry. Yeah, small box. Right, gotcha. All
righty. All right. So, hey, Bobby, are you piloting?
If it's me, we're just tootling along.
So it's either you or it's the last competitor. So I wasn't really sure who it was going to be. So is Bobby the goat herder doing this, or is it going to be someone else?
Unless you push me off, I'm just going to tootle along 2 miles an hour singing goat songs.
Goat songs, goat songs, goat songs. All right, I love that. And we might ask you to give us one of those goat songs when we go back and do a confessional. All right, so over to our last player. So what was the last competitor number over there?
81.
Okay. So let's have you roll on names. Cool looking dude. Let's have you roll on his names.
An Indian guy named Candace.
That's beautiful. I love that.
I do really like that a lot.
I love that.
Candace Usaro. I like that. It's very romantic, John. Candace Usaro. All right, beautiful. What is his occupation?
I swear to God, if gas station attendant pops up, I'm going to lose my shit. Okay.
Stay at home parent.
That's beautiful, Jim. Of course, you're a stay-at-home parent. You can't leave the fucking house with a name like Candace.
That's true.
Too embarrassed. I love that.
It's like a boy named Sue.
Oh, I just found that I'm reading through the rules. So first name 1 are masculine coded, first name 2 are feminine, and first name 3 are gender neutral. So you should probably.
That makes more sense now.
If you would like to re-roll the Candace, I'm up for it. But I also think it could be just a cute name for him.
Nah, I think we'll stick with it. It's my mistake.
I love that. All right, so we've got description. I've given you your. So is there somewhere on the character sheet for you to put your uniforms in? Or not? All right, beautiful. I didn't know if we had to go through and like select a picture, but we don't. All right, fantastic. Send description, yada yada yada. All right, perfect. So now I'm gonna deal a motivation card. All right, so everyone's now getting a motivation card. So even though you don't really remember like who you were, you don't remember much about it, just coming on the boat now, kind of pulling back, but something's driving you, right? And so whatever you got out of the initial motivation card, it's very much fluff, right? There's no need for you to remember this. There's no need for this to be like a major driving factor, but it is a really good touch point for you, right? It is one of those, like, if you ever want to figure out how your character would act or who they really are or the stuff that is meaningful to them or they really like, that's the way of getting to it, right? So put that in your pocket somewhere and remember your initial motivation. Let me see if there's anything else before we get back to the boat.
I'm driving.
You are driving. All right, beautiful.
My cat says, yeah.
Hey, so Candice, let's go through the rest of yours. Let's see what your eyes are like. Let's see what your build is like. Just to
Where's
match
this
you
motivation
out.
card?
Say that again.
Where is this
Show-
motivation?
On roll
Above
20,
your
it
icon,
shows up
bottom
above
left.
your nameplate. If you click on it, it'll flip over and you can look at it.
On my nameplate.
Yeah,
Down
nameplate
the
at the
bottom.
bottom.
Oh,
Have you
I've
hit?
got that.
Have you?
I see. On the avatar. Gotcha.
I feel like Candace should
Oh,
be
shoot.
competitive 12. 36.
Grumster, I didn't know what it did, and I clicked on your card, and it's now telling me I'm stealing. So let me see if I can cancel that. Do you see it? Is there anything going on with your card?
If I click it, there's a fly out menu, and then I can click it and make it big
All right.
and read it.
Oh, yeah, okay. I have perfect. So I have an observer character in game that's not playing, so they got one as well. So perfect. So I see what that looks like now. All right, beautiful. So you are. Candice also has watery eyes, a relaxed build, is shaved, so you have a bald head. And tell us about your tattoo.
Oh, well, I needed to stand out for, well, I mean, if I'm already awkward and, having a feminine name. So we're going to go full out there, and I had to shave my head because I got a tattoo on the back of it.
What's the tattoo of?
Oh, given that I'm Indian, probably some sort of Hinduist thing.
Okay. It's a Hindu god, or maybe a lucky charm.
There we go.
All right.
I'll go with Lucky Charm.
Okay, I like that. You might need that as a result of this. All right, so you all now know who each other is, or at least the careers you wouldn't know necessarily, but the physical stuff you've picked up as you've gone along. You're back in the boat, right? So if somebody could look in their handouts. Again, all you have on you is a letter neatly folded in a pocket, slightly damp from sea spray. You should probably read that now. So, would one of you be so kind as to open up the handouts, look down, bring up welcome letter 1, and then read that for us?
Welcome letter 1. Yeah, here it is. Welcome to Island 1. Congratulations. You've been selected to participate in Deathmatch Island. Winning will mean fame, freedom, and unlimited wealth. You may be experiencing some confusion and memory loss. This is normal following the selection and recruitment process. It is important that you do not panic. Look around you. These fellow competitors are your team. You might like to try some icebreakers. Trust and good teamwork are crucial to victory. In 2 minutes, Phase 1 will begin. In this phase, you will explore Island 1. Complete challenges, acquire resources, and meet other contestants. Alliances will be formed, and threats will be eliminated. At the end of Phase 1, a klaxon will sound 3 times. This signals Phase 2, the Battle Royale. Only half the remaining competitors will survive this phase. The survivors progress to Island 2. Survive all islands to earn the ultimate reward. Good luck, competitor. Play to win.
Beautiful. So, done? Good. The device on your wrist beeps once and prints a small slip of paper. 0 followers. And again, if you look down in your handouts, you'll see the follower counter. You'll see an explanation of what this is, right? But it's a small device on your wrist. It beeps one and it prints out a small piece of paper. You have 0 followers. The events on the island will tend to favor those with more followers. If you're playing to win, you'll want to gain followers as quickly as possible. Why don't you go around and take turns asking each other an icebreaker? So, as you can see on the welcome letter that Tim brought up, or that he just read to us, there's some icebreakers at the bottom. The idea is that each of the cast members, so all of you asks one of the other cast members one of those questions, right? So, Tim would ask Matt, Matt would ask John, John would ask Tim, or any order you want to go in. Really, maybe even more about what you're more interested in. Like, you probably want to know why Candace has a girl's name. So, why don't we go in reverse order? We just did that. So, Matt, you're up first. Pick another competitor in the boat with you, because there's just the 3 of you. So pick another competitor in the boat and ask them one of the icebreaker questions.
Where are the icebreaker questions?
I'm sorry, if you look in handouts, if you go through in handouts, there's a welcome letter. It's at the very bottom of the welcome letter. And in fact, let me change to, there's another screen. I forgot it's on this one as well. The icebreakers are now up on the screen as you guys are in the boat. This is your view. Those are the icebreakers on the screen for you.
Not allowing me to open that. Okay. Okay. I'm asking. Are you a good dad, sir?
Who's that one to?
Candace.
To Candace.
Candace. Well, what can I say? The children are alive, aren't they? So that makes you a good father.
That sounds very, very much like your Russian accent. Is this just the generic non-American accent?
No, I started with the Indian accent and it didn't go very well.
In a minute, you'll be working as a cast member on The Simpsons. But okay, beautiful. So your kids being alive, that's your measure. That's your simple answer, and that's your measure of being a good dad. Is that right?
Well, absolutely.
Man, Indian guy that spent most of his childhood in the Middle East, but with a few years in Moscow. This is super interesting. All right, beautiful. All right, did you get your answer there, Bobby?
I got an answer. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Candace, over to you. If that like, you're firing back a question to someone else, and it might be to distract from your shittiness as a parent. Like, that felt like a bit of a deflection there. So who are you going to?
Oh, why not? Let's just I already forgot Tim's name. You're not Bobby. Edgar. There we go. Edgar, what's your favorite flower or plant?
Well, I don't know too much about flowers. My favorite plant? Are we talking about ones that can or can't be smoked recreational? You know what I'm talking about, Candace.
Yields may be hitting that hookah all the time.
I don't know what that is. I was speaking English. The favorite plant? Well, I mean, you can't go wrong with the classics. I mean, how can you go wrong with a Christmas tree? That's just good all-American fun.
I can't argue with that. Candace, did you get your answer?
Oh, that's good enough, I guess.
All right, well, look, it's over to Edgar. Edgar, who you asking and what you asking them?
Yeah, I think I want to know Bobby Black Rain's favorite mythological character or favorite mythological animal. What's your favorite mythological animal there, Bobby?
I've never thought of this before. It would have to be the little known mighty goat of Amityville. Have you ever heard of it?
That is a new one to me. No.
No, it's an all-powerful goat. Walks like ghost across the desert. and eats everything in its path, including people, which is why nobody's heard of it.
And what was it called? I got to write this down. What was it called?
The goat of Amityville.
Goat of Amityville. Okay.
I think you're mishearing Amityville, not Amityville.
I'm not sure how to mimic that accent without sounding like I could be a Russian Indian that spent a few years living in Singapore as well, working as a foreign translator into German. I think that's how my accent might come out. All right, beautiful. The Goat of Amityville. Is that story scary enough for you, Edgar?
I don't know that it's scary, but it works. It works for me. I'm thinking about Bobby and his goats and what they get up to.
I don't know how far I want to go into that thought process, but okay. All right, beautiful. So let me switch maps on you a bit. Alrighty, so we are coming in. You're a couple of minutes out. Like you're, you know, as I said, you're a couple of minutes from the game starting, right? So you have to pick a starting location that you guys want to go to, right? So kind of walking you through the options. If you look down, and you may have to zoom in. This thing comes, I don't think you guys are seeing me on camera, but this thing comes with like an absolutely beautiful map. Like the production on this game is just awesome. So unfortunately, the map on Roll20, for whatever reason, is monocolor, right? And so instead of showing the places you can land in clear detail, it's got it all in black and white. So you are coming in the boat. I think Bobby's steering it at about 2 miles an hour. You can land down here in the, let me ping the screen. You can land in one of a few different places. So you can land down here in the lighthouse. You can land down here in the fishing village. And by the way, where this pin is at the moment, this is where you are, right? So, you know, you're 2 minutes out from the fishing village, but you could go down if you wanted to the lighthouse, or you could go around the island and you could come into the industrial port. Really up to you where you land. Seagulls crying, last bit of descriptive text there from the game. Seagulls cry out in the distance. You're almost at the island now. A steep mountain cloaked in thick green vegetation dominates the view. You see some signs of habitation, concrete jetties to dock your boat, a seaside village, a small industrial port, a radio mast on one of the hills in the distance, and a lighthouse. It's time for your first decision as a team. Where will you land on Island 1? Who's taking charge?
The fishing village. Who's hungry?
Generic question. How do we have a sense of how big this island is?
Not from where you are, right? I mean, it's, you know, it's if you put yourself in a fishing boat, and if you, I don't think there's a key on here, but it's, you know, a couple of miles between some of these points of interest on here, right? So as you're coming in, whatever you think that would look like, but it looks like, you know, it's an island, right? But it's a good enough sized island based on what you can see.
Well, yeah, it's very hungry, but if we're going to be fighting people, then maybe we want to be isolated or around the lighthouse.
Feels like who's going to be the tiebreaker? Someone mentioned, I think it's you, Edgar. I think you have to be the tiebreaker here. Are you looking to go to the village, or are you looking to go to the lighthouse?
I don't want to be on this boat any longer.
Yeah, we go to fishing village.
Yeah, especially with
Fishing village.
Grandpa Bobby Ray behind the wheel over here. Take us to the fishing village. Let's get off the water.
Really slow.
It took you a while to come in. It did take you a while to come in. So, as you're approaching it, you see a single concrete jetty, a few tarmac roads, a dozen or so weather-beaten buildings, right? So you're tying up the jetty. You know, your first impressions are a bunch of small wooden houses painted in faded pastels. Windows are boarded up. There's a strong smell of fish, salt water, smoke. There's a cold sea wind. There's the sound of a boot crunching on broken glass, and seagulls cry out. So there's more to it than this, but you guys, you hear all this commotion up ahead. You're just kind of like you're kind of tying off the boat and getting up there. Based on what I told you, talk me through first impressions or what you'd been looking for, or what walk me through your landing on the island.
Place is that boot crushing glass that seems like the most prominent, right?
Yeah, that's the sound as you're kind of like, tying up your boat on the jetty. These are noises that you hear behind you. And it's actually an escalation, right? I mean, it sounds like there's chaos from, 20, 30 foot away, whatever it is, into the heart of the fishing village from the dock that you're at now. Actually sounds kind of like pretty chaotic over there.
There's normally like things like poles and stuff to hook in boats. Can
Yeah.
we find any of those and arm ourselves instantly?
100%. And, based on the welcome letter that Edgar read out, this is going to be, at some point, this is going to devolve into a battle royale, right? So, finding supplies, you have nothing but your very cool looking blazers at the moment. So finding weapons, finding supplies, finding things that you can use, that's a big part of this kind of going forward. So yeah, you can absolutely take those with you.
Are we seeing survival and this deathmatch thing as being an overtime thing, or is it an eradication thing?
What did you guys remember from the welcome letter?
Vague wording about surviving and threats being eliminated.
So based on what you read, sorry, go on, Matt.
No, just couldn't work out whether it was like we're outlasting or we're physically going and finding people to dispose of them as quick as possible to get onto phase 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the point of the game, right? At some point, you don't know, maybe it's one person that gets to win it, but like based on that game, you're gonna have to kill people, or they're gonna be killing you, right? So, sorry, go back to your question, man. Let's see if I can answer it better than I did before. Bobby, what was your question?
But A, could we arm ourselves instantly? And B, is this a get rid of people now, or is it out survive everybody?
It's
Like, are we literally just running, trying to go whatever's in our path, and then as soon as everybody's gone, we get bing bong, next island?
So it's in two phases on each island, right? Phase 1 is you have to explore the island. Again, this is in the welcome note. So it's about exploring the island and finding stuff that you could use. Because when the bell or the klaxon rings 3 times, you guys are going to move to phase 2, which is a battle royale. And you don't know exactly how many people are going to have to die. But what you know is that only half of the people on the island now, half of the competitors are going to make it to the next island. So it's really on you and on your approach, right? If you see someone and you want to try and kill them, have at it, right? If you want to hide out and see if you can steal weapons or get people to join your side or make alliances, that's all kind of up to you as well. Does that help?
I guess from my perspective, how big is the island? Is it huge? That would say we're not going to find everyone right now.
Yeah, you're not going to find.
It doesn't say when the bing bing bings are going to go.
Correct. You got no idea. That could be 10 minutes. It could be an hour. It could be tomorrow morning. You got no idea, right? So I said this to the others. So John asked that as you were kind of sorry, Bobby. Who was it that asked that? You got John. Candice, of course. Candice asked that as you were pulling up. It's seen from the boat. It's big, right? I mean, it's not huge, right? But it's big enough. It's smaller than New Zealand, Matt, right? But it's still a pretty big island with all of these points. So it's several miles, and you can see some high points. So if you look at the map on the screen, these are mountain ranges over here, right? So you are able to see, a flag somewhere, and there's like a different kind of few different elevations. and a lighthouse, right? This island, you don't know if this was put here for you or not, but it's big enough that it has a lighthouse on it to direct fishing traffic. Does that help, Matt?
I think main priority when we land. I mean, assuming when we pull in, we're not seeing that there's like other boats here in the dock. I think my first priority is probably to look around and see if there's any easy place where we can actually hide the boat rather than just leave it out in the open in case we do need it again.
So as you're having that discussion and searching, there's an explosion behind you coming from the village, right? Which is just like, I mean, it's like, again, 30 foot away. You've got a small path to go down, right? And so you can hear, there's an explosion. You then hear screams, shouts. You hear somebody shouting. It sounds like they're giving orders. You hear a couple of gunshots going off. You hear someone, again, this guy shouting orders, but it seems like it's coming through a megaphone. How are you responding to this?
Find some place to hide. Find some place to take cover at least.
All right, so you're moving. You're trying to find cover in the bushes or something similar. Is that right?
Yeah.
So as you kind of like, and again, this place is tropical. It's beautiful, right? The weather's not particularly warm at the moment, but it's lush vegetation. So as you guys hear the explosions, hear the gunshots, let's actually take a moment. Let's have you all do your first confessional, right? Or talking head, or whatever you'd want to call it as. But if you've ever seen any, reality TV shows where they cut away to someone sitting and just talking into the camera, let's just take 30 seconds or so. Candace, you're hearing all this explosions, and you see this lush vegetation that you can hide in. What are your first thoughts based on, as it's been described to you, the explosions, like so on and so forth? What's Candace's first thoughts landing on the island?
Oh, I haven't been outside my house in. Okay, we're in tropics. I haven't been outside my house in so long. This is not how I expected to be spending my first time outside of the house in a while. It's all so chaotic. It's chaotic at home with the 6 kids that I have, but this is not the type of chaos I was hoping.
I love how Candace was Irish for a second there before you decided to give up with any accent. So that was freaking awesome. So, all right, Candace, great talking head. So, Edgar, over to you. 30 seconds or so. What are your reactions landing on the island? All these explosions, stuff going on around you. What are you thinking?
People don't usually think this when they meet me for the first time, but I'm actually not a strong swimmer. But now that I got boots on the ground, advantage Team Edgar.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Beautiful. So, over to Bobby. Bobby, you little goat farmer, you. What is your what is your talking head?
First of all, we need to establish a base. From base of operations, then we can move out and we can diversify across the whole of this island. We can take it over. I've got 2 people behind me, and I'm sure I can rely on them for everything. I get every drop of their goodness out for the team.
Jeez, I don't know enough goat farmers. I hadn't realized quite how megalomaniacal those guys are. So, I love your talking heads. I really do. So you come back, like we cut back to this. As you guys start moving towards the vegetation, you see a small group, like there's maybe 6 or 7 people. By the way, they're all wearing different, again, go back to your uniforms. They're wearing, for the sake of argument, they're wearing polo shorts and shirts. And like you, they're all in matching colors, right? And they've all got a Deathmatch Island logo on their breast, right? And so there's a small group, there's a woman in there, and she's kind of like hissing at you, right? And she's kind of like, guys, come here. Let's talk to you. Like, let's see if we can work together.
I don't see a problem with this. What number were you again, Bobby? 99. Well, if according to the welcome letter, I mean, we're going to be trying to cut our numbers in half here. Three's not that many people. Maybe we can get to like, I don't know, 10 people. We'll stand a better chance of at least most of us making it. Couldn't hurt, right?
We just avoid these guys and We don't know what's going on, right?
Correct. You hear all this chaos coming from the village. You hear all this noise. You hear some gunfire. You've no idea what's going on or who they are. You see these people. One of them has a shotgun. Another of them has a big knife. But, they're and by the way, there's 7 of them in total. But, it doesn't feel like they're overly threatening,
I mean, surely we'll follow the rules because the battle royale hasn't started yet.
What do you mean they'll follow the rules?
Who am I kidding? I have children. They don't even follow the rules. Never mind.
We can at least talk to them. We don't have to make alliances, but I mean, what are the other options? We're just gonna fucking take a run for it. Come on, let's go talk to him.
Are you all following along after Edgar?
Yeah.
So as you're moving towards her, this woman, and she's middle-aged, like mid to late 40s, very generic housewife looking lady. As you start motioning towards you, she's almost frantically, she's like, get down, right? So she, as you're coming towards her into the vegetation, she wants to make sure that you're not being seen by whoever's in the town or whatever's happening in the town, right? So as you guys, she says, hey, I'm Quinn. These are, I don't know who these people are, but these are my, she points to a couple of them. She's like, I was on a boat with these. We met up with these guys a couple of minutes ago. We're trying to figure out how we can stay safe in the island. What are your plans? What are you guys going to do? That's what she's asking you, by the way. She's, this is a direct question from her to you.
Well, you've been here longer than us. What have you been doing so far? How long have you been here?
So she kind of hooks a thumb over towards the town and she says, we're trying to avoid them. They're crazy. There's a group of them. There's some cop that he's, got a loud hailer. He seems to be, trying to, he's telling people to line up. He's either a cop or he's a soldier or he's something, but he's trying to exert authority over people and he's trying to get them to follow him. And she says, we don't want any of this. We just want to stay independent. She says, we just want to get to, the next island. We're not all that interested in trying to kill anyone. We just want to get the, some equipment. We want to stay safe. We're not interested in doing any of this stuff.
I'm going to look over to Bobby and Edgar, and I'm going to have the eye roll. And if I could whisper to one of them in the ear, whoever's closest, to be like, I don't think she's going to be a good teammate. Violence is going to sound like it's the point of this competition.
Ask her where she got the weapons.
Where are you planning on heading, and what have you accumulated so far?
So she said, there's crates around. She said, we got to the visiting village just minutes before those guys turned up, right? She said that they'd come in from another direction, there's another jetty on the other side of the town that you hadn't seen. So she said that she'd just gotten there. She'd started talking to these other people there. They found a couple of crates. They'd started looking through the crates. And then, this other group of, a larger group came in. And they could hear them coming and this guy shouting on the megaphone. So they ran and hid in the bushes to try and, not be seen and to figure out what was going on next.
How large a group?
She said maybe 20, 25 people. They didn't stop to count, but much larger than they've got here. She kind of thumbs out to the people behind them, much, much larger than this whole group, including you guys.
Are we looking at this map as a metagame perspective, or is this something that we would have seen to realize what's on the map?
There's it's printed on the back of your you on the back of the welcome letter. I actually don't think it was mentioned anywhere, but I for the sake of this, let's assume that on the welcome letter, you also have this map, right? So the map just has the names of places, and some of these places aren't even called out, right? So what you can see on this, again, meta question, what you can see on this map may not be what you have access to on the map that you have with you. That makes sense? The playground is not called out on your map.
Which direction did she claim they came from?
She says
North, east, south.
East. So she basically again hooks her thumbs and says that those guys had come in, like they'd landed somewhere here-ish and hoofed their way in because they hadn't realized. They'd kind of made their way inland towards the village, and only then did they realize there was a proper dock, right? Up until then, they kind of pulled into the side and jumped over their boat, and that's how they made it to the village.
All right, I'm going to look at her and I'm going to be like, okay, my name is Candace. It's not important why it's a female's name. And then I'm going to point to Edgar, name him, and name Bobby. And I'm going to say, all right, you want to survive? You got to make a quick decision. And I'm going to point, because I can see it on the map, the topography, that there's 2 hills. One that's the one that says blinking light and radio.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I need a decision out of you right now. There's a big group ahead of us. We should probably split up and take the smaller group so we're more concealed and less easily spotted. Which direction you want to go? Do you want to go to the blinking light or you want to go to the radio? And I start snapping my finger at her.
Is this the Quinn?
Yes.
She's like, so it looks to me like the blinking light is closer. So she's like the closer one. Let's go. The longer it takes us to get somewhere, the more chances somebody's gotten there and taken anything useful.
Okay, I'll tell her. You guys go up there first. Code words are flash and thunder. Go. We'll meet you there.
So she's not entirely convinced, right? And so let's have, just for the sake of it, let's have let's do one of the contests here, right? So the way that this works is I as the GM, I roll a number of dice and I take the highest dice and then I add the challenge level to it. As players, you can take multiple dice and add them, and you just have to beat the whatever challenge level I end up setting. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So characters, situations, they all have different things. So, sorry, this lady Quinn that you're talking to, again, without pulling back too much of the covers and making it a game of mechanics, she's a veterinarian. She gets a D8. She's also practical and gets a D8. And she's focused and gets a D8. So what that means is I get to roll 3d8. And again, I'll do it out in the open, right? So the highest of those is 8. So I had, this island is a +4. It's called the threat level or the danger level is a +4. The next island is +5. The next island is +6. So in order for you to win Quinn over, you're going to have to figure out what skills, like by looking at your character sheet. And again, like, you know, we've got 2 of you that are social creatures or have social game as your special skills, right? So you can pick a couple of different things and then you go into this roll and you can keep your better dice and see if you can beat that score that I just did. That was kind of a ham-handed explanation. It gets handled much, much better via your character sheet, right? So who is actually, and whoever is making the roll or doing this is the leader. So it feels to me, because, you know, Candice, you've been talking to her, you would actually be the leader. Is that a fair assessment of this?
Yeah, and for social game, was I supposed to bump that to D8 because of the parent?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, so the way this works on your character sheet, and you may have already gone there, but your pick social game,
Okay.
and then your target, again, is the 8 that I rolled +4 for the island. So put 12. And then tell me what comes up after that.
Occupation die.
And then that's where you put in a D8. Sorry, a D6
Right.
for you, stay-at-home parent.
A D6.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what it does is it asks me none and then my occupation. So I think it's going to automatically do the D6.
Perfect.
Not change that.
Perfect.
Add another capacity such as spend fatigue. Oh, so use a different capability.
Correct. You could do that as well. And you'd have to just narrate it or like kind of walk me through how you were doing it instead. If you're like, hey, instead of doing this as a social game, I want to do this as a challenge beast and threaten her to an arm wrestling match to get her to convince, like, to come over to my way of thinking. That makes sense?
Yeah, I'm gonna say snake mode because honestly, what's going through my mind now is She says she doesn't want to fight, but she's literally in a game that's going to end up in a battle royale. So in my mind, I'm keeping a mental note of where I'm sending her, so we can either meet up as a safe haven, or later, should the BR part start, we would be in, and literally we just have the surprise.
All right, perfect.
Literally trying to figure out where she's going to position herself so we can infiltrate.
Okay. All right, perfect. So all right, perfect. So so you roll. So in total, you roll a d6 for your name, and later on, when you get a nickname, as you get more followers and get a nickname, your name comes into it, right? So for now, you roll a d6 for that. You roll a d6. I don't know if you have the options here. Actually, I should do this as well because I've never actually seen this.
Give me macro options and says other dice such as advantage, trust, or support.
Oh, there's something I'd forgotten to get all of you guys to do. Can you all open up your character sheet? And can you see over on the far right, there's trust, and it's at 0, like to the right of the orange boxes.
Yep.
Can you all add 2, like +2? Can you write down, like, for you, Candice, can you write down Edgar and Bobby and put 2 next to both of their names?
Yep, I think we bumped mine up to 2, so.
Great, yeah, sorry, I was messing around in there. So all of you have that, right? And so what you can do is you can spend trust, right? And so if you spend trust, you can ask for one of the following things, right? So they can bolster you. So your companion would describe how they assist your action in the contest, and they'd give you a copy of their name dice. So it's an additional d6, right? They could block harm for you, or they could follow your lead. So, like basically it's all the same at this point, right? There's just different modes, but you could say, hey, I'm going to have your Candace. I'm going to have Edgar, or spend 1 trust with Edgar, and Edgar's going to give me one of his dice. And that way, Edgar would tell us how he's helping you in your description of trying to get Quinn to do this. Did that kind of make sense?
Yes, and I think I would do that with Edgar, trying to, if I whispered in his ear that she's going to be a liability, more or less, she's a liability, and I think we could use her. Trying to ham up the story of trying to get her to make decisions and just, let's go, we gotta do this.
Yep. All right, so for your, as you go through this, so you spending trust with one of those guys to get you to help?
Yes.
Beautiful. All right, so we will pull them to the narrative. So roll 3d6 plus 1d8. And again, John, sorry, I can't see what this roll looks like on your screen, so maybe you can just follow it through there. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll screenshot it. This is what it looks like on my screen. I get this pops up. So I'm assuming you said 3d6 and a d8. So I'll be putting a 1d6 in.
Yep.
Okay. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. 1d6. And do I need to adjust my character sheet at all for that?
No, I don't think so.
Like the trust that you're talking about?
Oh, yeah, you have to take 1 trust off. Sorry, yes.
Off of Edgar?
Great.
Okay. And then now it's asking me, spend acquisitions, the final step, wait before hitting submit.
Yeah, you don't have any acquisitions and you don't have any rewards. So just hit yes?
Okay. Damn.
Yeah. So tell us again what you're saying to Quinn.
I'm trying to hype her up to. She wanted us to come over. I'm telling her like, yeah, we'll talk. Ask the questions like we talked about, and then She had mentioned that she wants to find safety, so I'm trying to drive up her sense of survival and telling her to make quick split-second decisions. And all right, that's the place you want to go. You go up there where we can move better in smaller groups because they're such a big group. You get up there, we'll collect some supplies, and we'll meet you up there.
So that doesn't seem to be landing with her. So Edgar, why don't you walk us through what you did?
Yeah. Edgar was just being friendly and flirtatious, I think, and just trying to be amicable and be like, it'll all be okay.
So she didn't like any of that, right? So that's kind of why this failed, right? So she's like, hey, guys, I was seeing if there was strength in numbers. You're trying to split us up. So very best of luck to you. And she kind of looks behind her at her people and she was like, let's head on out, right? So they start moving away from you. And let me roll a 1d3 here. Okay, so they start heading off to she says they're going to head around. Like, you've told her to go this way. So, as you see them move away from you, and again, they're nodding and being like, yeah, sure. They're just kind of heading into this direction. So you're not entirely sure whether they're going to the blinking light or going in another direction. You don't have absolute clarity on that, any of you. So they head away. You weren't able to convince them to come over to you. There's still a bunch of like racket and chaos coming from the fishing village. Yeah, we'll get to that, Grump. So there was actually...
Okay.
Yeah, this wasn't a challenge. You won't get any followers for that, right? So followers when you do contests as part of this, right? So that went nowhere. What are you guys planning to do now? And in fact, before we do that, Candice and Edgar, Bobby, sorry you weren't involved in this. We'll get to you last. But Candice, can you take 30 seconds and give us a confessional and tell us what happened?
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna explain, man. She is not gonna last very long, and you know what? I made a play. I was hoping it would work out, that we could have like a little safe haven. If it comes to it, I mean, a bargaining chip for somebody who wants to be really hunting. Hey, there's only 3 of us, but you know what? We know where 10 people are, and you know what? If you let us live, we'll lead you there, and we'll get these numbers cut in half in no time. They're even gonna get supplies up there for you, but I don't know, man. I don't think it worked out.
Beautiful. Hey, let's go to Edgar. Edgar, what is your talking head? Like, give us your impression of that situation.
Edgar just stares deadpan into the camera silently for like way too long, like a good 15 seconds, and then just shrugs and says, I don't know what happened. Lesbians usually love me.
I'm then going to cut, as the production assistant, I'm going to override this. We then cut to a talking head for Bobby, or a confessional. Bobby, in a similar way to Edgar, is just sitting staring at the camera, but he says nothing for 30 seconds. It's just like he is so blown away by the incompetence or stupidity. And then at the end of his talking heads, he says, I could have convinced them if they were a goat. And then it cuts back to you guys out in the field. So there is all this noise. There is all this chaos. There's someone that's shouting orders. It sounds like the noise is kind of coming towards you. What are you guys doing next?
I don't like how close that's getting. We should probably move.
We need to get resources and then head up to the ravine. That's more my style, man. We need to get up there.
But can we do it without getting shot?
Yeah, try and skirt around like the edge of the village.
Yes.
Maybe we can peek
Skirt
in the
around
back
the
of
coast.
buildings.
Well, if they came from the east, then there can't be anyone else out there, right? Because they didn't bump into anybody else. So if we can get some resources here and then skirt around the east to the ravine.
And surely they didn't scavenge everything. There's got to be something up there, right?
Yeah, based on what Quinn told you, there was plenty of other stuff up there that you could have got. Assuming that the noise up there, assuming that whoever's there hasn't taken all the stuff, whatever was available, it feels like you should be able to get stuff.
Let's go. Let's be quiet.
Yeah. Let's go scavenge a bit and try and avoid them.
My apologies. I just realized there's something here that I hadn't seen. So I should have. Hey, look at that on your screens. You actually have, and her name was Quincy. I read it wrong from the start. So Quinn was that character. I hadn't realized that they were actually there for you guys to look at. So that was Quinn that you just met with, one of the cast members. All right, so walk me through again. My apologies. Walk me through again what it is that you guys are planning on doing next.
We're skirting out towards the east and picking up what we can find and heading towards the ravine.
So you guys, as you're kind of heading to the east, as you're heading to the east, the village is still there, right? I mean, like, it's hard for you to get completely around. So you're having to like crouch and move through the brush and so on. So it's not a very pleasant experience. But you see the guy that she was talking about, right? So you see this huge fella who's got let me bring him to the right layer. There we go. You see this guy, Abthorpe, and he's got a microphone and he is doing a lot of shouting, right? And so you can see other competitors, and here's what you're starting to notice. There are obviously little groups of you, right? Because there's you three in the same outfit, right? You just saw Quincy. There was two groups there, right? They were both in different but matching outfits. As you're looking at this kind of melee, there's 25, 30 people that are in the fishing village. You see, again, like a bunch of matching uniforms. So it becomes really apparent really quickly that they put you in teams, right? And what it seems like going on in this village, again, this guy's got a loudhailer. He's telling people to line up. He's shouting for people to, everyone stand and wait and be quiet. He's going to figure out what they have to do. He says that anyone that fucks around or anyone that messes with him, they're going to find out. And it's obviously, based on the reactions of the crowd and the way things are working out. This guy obviously has a bunch of people working with him, right? So all of the crates, anything you would want to get are in the village. So, you're going to have to either like just move on by all this stuff and ignore it and go to another location, or go into the town and deal with these people, or at least become visible to these people. What are you choosing to do?
You said they have the same jumpsuit. All of them have the same jumpsuit, but it's different than ours and different than Quincy's.
Yeah. No. So what like said differently, there don't seem to be any more than 4 or 5 people that have the same outfit on. So what it looks like, right, is that from these 25 people, there's probably 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe even 10 sets of competitors, because you see 10 different types, or like 8 different types of uniforms. Maybe that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I just thought it was more than that. Never mind.
No, sorry.
Can we figure out from body language who's following and who's doing it out of
who's doing it out of compulsion, who's doing it out of fear?
Yeah. Especially if they're in different groups, right?
Yeah, so it looks like there's a bunch of people that already have some weapons, and they seem to be taking instructions from this guy Abthorpe, right? So they're forcing people, the competitors, to line up, and they seem to have taken most of the weapons, right? So there's maybe 5 or 6 people that have weapons and all seem to be under the instruction of the guy with the loudhailer. There's probably another 25 to 30 people that are being lined up at gunpoint, right? And they're being given instructions by this guy with the loudhailer. Did that help?
Are the instructions any more than just line up and figure it out, or they're like, Soviet bloc, get on the wall?
No. Are you guys like
purely organization?
You're lurking and listening to see what's going on rather than just like taking it in and moving away. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, as you wait, as you listen to a couple of minutes, or as you spend a couple of minutes listening to him, he's just giving orders, and he says, listen up, everybody get into lines. We're going to have to work together. You all got the same letter as me, and he's holding it up. And he says, there's going to be some kind of there's another phase. And when those klaxons ring, I want to have more guns, more numbers, more people. Because if only half of the competitors are going on to the next island, I'm going to be amongst those half. And anybody who wants to be amongst those half needs to be with me. So, there's no Soviet style, like you could do your accent again. There's no Soviet style lining up and shooting people. It's just, there's none of that's gone on, but it is very much, his way or the highway is the way it seems to be coming across. Did that make sense?
Yes. So the gunshots were more just corralling and attention getting.
Correct.
And there's no boxes around that we can get to or anything?
No, not that you can see, right? You're, let me just double double check the character sheets. I don't think there's anything on there for that kind of stuff. It's all related. No, there is nothing. Everything has already been taken, and it seems to be being taken by these guys that are dominating the conversation, shall we say?
And are the boxes prominent? Are they like
obvious?
Hey, this is the resource box. A chest or something. Whatever.
All painted orange, the same color orange that everything's in, right? And the logo stamped on the side. So they're not not dissimilar to this. Again, that first page that you saw, that logo, that skull logo and the Deathmatch Island, that's printed in white on orange boxes. So pretty obvious. There may be hidden crates that you can't see from where you are, but these all feel like pretty obvious boxes at this point. Does that help?
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's only two choices. Either we take our chance on our own, or if we join these guys, it sounds like we're going to have to be pretty assertive and try to make ourselves extra useful, because I get the feeling that if they only need one or two extra, a couple of people here might be expendable.
Yeah, and who's to say that this isn't all of the people and he wills it down to half straight away?
Exactly, because if it's just 100 and suddenly he's got 75 people here, well, there's 25 people who don't need to make it anymore.
Yeah.
So, are we assertive enough to make ourselves top of the food chain here, or do we want to press on?
I think so. We're starting at massive disadvantage with them all having guns and we don't have anything, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, neither do half the people here, so...
That is very true. So what you can see is, one of Quinn's people had a shotgun, right? And they also had a knife, right? So you can see 3 other shotguns and a couple of pistols. So there wasn't a lot, right? I mean, it wasn't... There wasn't a lot here to start with. It wasn't like there was enough to arm, to arm an army, right? So that also kind of leads you to believe that there aren't going to be that many weapons or supplies on the island, and you're going to have to grab what you can pretty quickly. If all they had here for all of these competitors is a total of like 6 or 7 weapons or something. I feel like I butchered that. Did that make sense?
No, that makes sense. Now, the next question that pops in my mind is how much ammo is available for these? Because if weapons are sparse and we can't find that many, and there's not many bullets to go around, I feel like the next game plan is get as many. We're going to do the Peter Malark here, where we're going to go find an isolated spot in the woods and just stay isolated and live.
I mean, the map that we have in the form that we have it, does it have these places as checkpoints?
It has some of them. Let me look at the map really quick.
Would we necessarily, knowing there's a crate here, right? Would we make the assumption that going to another checkpoint would probably have some boxes on that one as well?
Yeah. So there are. Let me, and this may be covered in the game, and I just missed it. So let me just say, for the sake of argument. And by the way, I think you have the maps in the handouts as well as the one on the screen. So just for the sake of argument, all of these are called out, right? So some of them, like the port, has actually got a name, right? We'll call it, Port Matt for the sake of argument. Port Lindy, we'll call it, right? So there's a port over there that's called out. The fishing village is called out. All of these have circles on your map, but only some of them are official locations, right? So, the sanctuary is not called out, but there is like a circle drawn on your map for you to know that all these places are there to get to. Did that help?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we're going to hoof this on our own, I'm going to suggest make our way to the radio tower to the north there, going past the ravine to see what we can pick up, because there's only so many landing ports. I mean, everyone's going to want to move inward, and if we get there faster while these guys are trying to figure out their hand from their foot, then maybe that might be our advantage.
Yeah, you follow. I'm making a run for it. If we stay here, then we're always going to have the least weapons, right? Because he's going to take the biggest and best. So
So we should get out of here.
Ravine.
Come on, Edgar.
I will blunderbuss the fuck out of it using beast mode. It's my natural environment. Go territory.
Oh yeah, I didn't even consider that. Yeah, radio. Get
Yeah.
up the mountain.
That's where I want to go.
I think that's I think that Bobby would get there before anybody else, right? I think that you're right. Like with his ability to kind of run across the country and his affinity with nature and just being out in the open all the time, right? It kind of makes sense. So you would get there, let's call it just a couple of minutes before the others turn up behind you. Is that fair? Long enough to view things out.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be fine with me.
All right, so when you get there, you see two parallel swing bridges cross a ravine with a steep drop to the rocks below. So on a small plinth in front of the bridges is a challenge terminal. So, again, just to summarize that, there's a huge ravine and there are parallel bridges, right? So one on either side, right? Or like two in parallel, right? And so as you get there and as you're waiting for people to turn up, you see the terminal beeps once. It prints out some instructional text. There's a cold wind that's gathering strength, and you hear the ominous creak of rope. Also, just as the other two are starting to get into range, you see some more competitors heading your way. Now, they seem to be heading out from, the direction that you're seeing them come in is almost like crossing over from you, right? So let's say, for the sake of argument, you guys are here. They are just on the other side of the ravine. If you're able to zoom in and take a look, you're on this side of the ravine. They're coming down on that side of the ravine. So this is going to be a contest, right? I mean, this is going to be much more like the kind of the Survivor or Squid Games element of this game rather than you guys just talking to Quincy in the bushes. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
So Edgar, Bobby, what do you tell Edgar and Candace as they catch up to you? These slow coaches that are not used to this wilderness living. What do you tell them?
I'm going to be waving my hands. You must come. You must come. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Old man,
Get
don't
over
used
to
to
the
chasing
bridge.
children.
Get over the bridge.
You're so spry for an old man.
You need goat in your life.
We all need goat in our life. All right, so are you staying hidden? Are you warning them? Are you guys all coming out into the open? Like, walk me through this approach that you're taking.
Oh, he said,
Can I see any weapons? Can I? I was assuming I wasn't seeing any danger because they're on the other side. Do they have any weapons or anything?
Not that you can see. Like, you don't see anything in their hands. They're not carrying any. Certainly no like rifles or shotguns or anything like that.
How long does the bridge work?
Say that again.
How wide's the ravine?
How long is the bridge?
30 foot thereabouts. Like, I mean, it's
okay.
It's good enough, or it's a good enough distance that it's going to take you a while to get across it, right? But it's also not that long. That it would take you.
It's not like Pirates or Temple of Doom.
Exactly.
Okay.
So as you kind of like examine the situation, you see another of these chests on either side, like the one that you saw before, right? So there's another of these orange crates, one on the side where you are now, one on the side where they are coming to you. Does that make sense?
I crack it open.
Yep.
You can't, like, it's I mean, this one's made of steel, right? So these are like painted orange. There's like padlocks on them. There may be rocks. You may be able to try and break it open, but it doesn't.
This is when the challenge to open it shit.
Yeah. I will remind you. There's a small plinth in front of the bridges. There's a challenge terminal. This thing beeped while Bobby was scouting the area and printed out instructional text. So, not to railroad you, but there is an instruction tablet right in front of you telling what to do at this challenge.
Yeah.
Oh, no, if it's making noise, yeah, I'm going to go look at it.
Fuck yeah.
All right, beautiful. So you go over. There is the the instructions that is printed out. It says, welcome to your first challenge. It gives you some instructions, and it says you are to each team is to you're to wait until the other team reaches the bridge. Each team is to line up behind one of the springing bridges. The first team to get all of their people to the other side wins the reward. So whichever team gets to the other side, the challenge or the terminal on the plinth on the other side will give you the code to get into your challenge box.
The box that's on the opposite side that
Correct.
we're racing towards?
Yeah, so you both have to go across, right? Like, you can't get into this box on your side. They can't get into the box on their side. Whoever gets across first is going to have to get to that, or we'll get to to get the reward.
I mean, do the bridges, for all intents and purposes,
Yeah.
just look identical? It's just a matter of like pick one. Doesn't really make a difference. Just pick one and do the challenge.
Yeah, correct.
I know it's the point, but this doesn't sound right. I wonder what the catch is.
Probably win or die. I imagine that's most of the catches that we're gonna run into.
Yeah.
Well, is it going to be win or die, or is it going to be win or loser? Because
let me revise
battle royale.
In the instructions, it says only the first team to get across will get a code. So there you go. So there is an impetus to get across and to beat the other team, because if you go last, not only could you die on the bridge, but you wouldn't get any reward for crossing the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah. Pick the right side and let's line up.
All right.
All right. Matt stepped away for a second, and while he's away, I'm going to go yell at the kids.
Hey Tim, you normally take a break. Do you need to grab any water or take a pee or anything?
Yeah, I'll grab a drink too for it to take a 2-minute break.
All right, buddy. I'll see you back.
Okay, back.
All right, beautiful.
We haven't picked up anything, including anything sharp. So I can't even be a snake. That's only 30 feet. It'd be pretty obvious. I'm liking the updated icon you put on there, Tony.
Oh, with the zero sum.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Matt said it forever ago, and I didn't take it seriously. All right, it's not that I didn't take it seriously, but Matt said to me forever ago that the old logo, which I've got on a T-shirt that I'm wearing now, it reminded him of the X-Files logo, and I didn't watch the X-Files, so I looked at it and I was like, it is exactly like the X-Files logo, right? So it's been one of those things that I've just been meaning to redesign it forever. So I redesigned it. I was super happy with it, and then almost in quick order, two people said to me. One said, "Oh, it looks like the X-Men," and then somebody else said, "Oh no, it looks like Batman." No, wait, Deadpool. And I was like, "Fuck everyone! I'm just sticking with this one. I can't win, right?" And I'm not a good enough graphic designer to keep going back and torturing myself with this,
It's amazing what a little color swap or color, alteration, negating or whatever it is, doing the opposite will change that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
All right. Where did Matt say he was stepping away? Was that in chat?
Roll 20. He said BRB.
Ah, okay, perfect. All right.
I'm guessing the concrete.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, look. Wait, he's actually going to be leading this one as well.
Yeah. I was going to say, given the fact that he said come, I get the feeling that what you told us, he might be the one to be like, all right, let's do this.
He has Challenge Beast, and this is a Challenge Beast challenge.
Speedy McGoatman.
Say that again.
Speedy McGoatman.
Yeah, we need competitor 99, our goat man. So Bobby Calliope Rain, if I remember him correctly.
Oh, speaking of what I'm trying to think what the guy's name is. Nick something or other, the guy who does a poo. I didn't realize how many voices he actually did.
In The Simpsons?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember which actor it is. It's the guy that was in. Did you ever see the movie Mystery Men?
Hank Azaria, that is.
That's the one. Did you ever see?
Yes, I
was-
do remember.
I forget what his name was, like the Blue Raja or something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
but
something like that.
Yeah. It's funny. I showed the trailer of that to my kids last week, and I was like, "Do you think you might want to watch this?" And like, my son was like, "In a heartbeat," and my daughter was like, "Only if you strangle me first." So
I got Lindy to watch it. It was a good chuckle.
I love that movie. I haven't seen it in probably 15
Mystery
years or
Man.
so, but I loved it when it came out.
The guy's voice you can't handle. Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
He's on there. It's like oh my god, it's just like, yes, it was like amateur superheroes basically.
Yeah, that's it. Pretend superheroes. Hey, so here's what I would say. If you've any interest or not in Pee Wee Herman, there's a documentary on him. I can't remember if it's on Hulu or HBO. You could probably stream it or pirate it if you tried. But man, like, I didn't realize, like, it was like fucking 3.5 hours of Pee Wee Herman, because my wife grew up watching that show unironically, right? So she grew up watching this when she was like 7. She loves Pee Wee, but she loves him because he was a child entertainer when she was a child. It was so enlightening seeing this. It was really crazy. All right.
Matt's back.
All right. Hey, Matt, how are you?
I am.
I could go off on that, but I don't delay.
Yeah. Not into Pee Wee Herman, that's for sure.
We will do a side chat. I found out a lot about Pee Wee Herman, and first of all, he wasn't the diddler that I thought he was. I won't say he was innocent.
Are we streaming this, by the way?
We are streaming this, so I will no doubt cut this part out.
Yeah, okay, let's move on.
You think I have any viewers, Matt? That's so cute of you that you think I actually have anyone watching this stream. There's no one.
Hey, if time has taught us anything, when you become super famous and the next president in,
back 10 years,
30, then they'll dig this motherfucking tweet out at some point.
At least it's not.
And burn you with it.
This will be the least of my fucking concerns. I swear to God. Like the text messages that I have with friends where I'm kind of like, oh, if anyone ever unearthed this, I would just look like an absolute psychopath, even though I'm just joking about killing nuns, you know? Oh, we're streaming this. I keep forgetting. All right.
Oh, good. Another thing to add to that.
That's okay. You're just tell them you're British. You'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, I get away with a lot.
Formerly
of
British.
Yeah, people seem
Old
to,
habits.
They either think you're geniuses or that you have some kind of slight, mental imbalance, depending on their experience with British people before. But again, we're streaming. I should move away from this. Tim, are you back?
Yeah, I've been here.
All right, well, look, so you guys are moving through this challenge, right? So you're at the ravine. So we need, it's going to be Bobby that's going to take the lead on this, right? So because it has to be, or it doesn't have to be, but if somebody with a challenge beast ability is going to have a much better chance of being successful. So the way this works is this swing bridge has a d6, so roll 1d6 plus. So it has a d6 for exhausting, a d6 for swaying, and a d6 for dangerous. So again, like I'm doing this all in roll 20. I get to roll these 3 dice, take the highest one, and then add a 4 to it because of the level of the island. And that's going to be the target factor. I have a Cyclops. All right, so the highest one was a 5 with the 4. So the target here is a 9. So again, for Bobby to make this challenge, if you open up your character sheet, Bobby.
Yep, done that. I've clicked on Change Beast.
Beautiful. And again, like I'm going to do this on another character because I need to know what this looks like. So do challenge.
Target
please.
number 9.
Yes, it was 9. Submit occupation die.
Occupation, goat farmer.
Like drop that down so it's not none. Do you have a blank underneath that?
Hold on, let me start again. I just went goat farmer.
Oh, wait, do you have Goat Farmer? It's because I'm using the blank character sheet. If you have Goat Farmer, perfect.
Yeah,
So
it's
hit
Goat
that.
Farmer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Add another capability.
so
Social Snake, Deathmatch, Redacted.
correct. So we're already doing the one that you want, right? So you
Yeah.
again, we can give you a fatigue here, right? And you can add another dice to this. So you add a fatigue on your character sheet, and you also then get an advance. Let me look up and see.
I forgot about that. I gotta mark that. Okay, done.
Say that again.
I didn't mark the fatigue from trying to convince Quincy.
You didn't fatigue it, did you? Didn't you use Trust?
Oh,
I forgot to. No, I
used
used both. I used Snake Mode and Trust, so that's why I forgot to hit fatigue.
And it was a competition, right? So in any competition, if you fail, you mark one fatigue, right? So if you can't mark a fatigue, you end up marking an injury. So in this case, like fatigue could also be just like a boot, you know, a slap to your confidence, or however you'd put it. That makes sense?
Yep.
Alright.
Are parts of the injury supposed to be filled in already? Because they look like they are.
No.
Yeah, mine is.
Really?
Mine's got, under the word injury, I've got blank, spot, blank, spot, blank.
Same.
I think they color in orange. I don't think that black is anything. So that might be to do with. I don't know why that's different. That might be to do with different characters. No, it's still the same.
I feel if I'm going to use anything, I would use Deathmatch.
You're already using. Oh, okay. Well, do it if you want to do that, and then you would mark a
This
fatigue.
is his time to shine.
You would mark a fatigue for doing that afterwards.
Okay, I will do that in a second. Remind me, because I can't see that off the top of my head.
Did you say the fatigue is only if you fail, or regardless?
Fatigue only comes if you fail.
Okay.
Okay,
like
and then I've got other dice, advantage, trust dice, or support.
Hold on. So this would be, so again, if somebody wanted to support you, and I'll look up support, a competitor may choose to sit out of a contest to provide support. They pass a copy of their capability die to the competitor player of their choosing, who includes it in their dice pool. The supporting competitor gains 1 trust with the character, and their support must do 1 new follower box. So you can burn a trust. You've got 2 trusts with all of your teammates. You can burn 1 to add another D6 to this if you want. And somebody could sit this out and like gift you another D6 if you want. The problem there is you don't know for sure. You couldn't say for sure whether or not they'd be able to get across the ravine afterwards. That make sense?
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. I'm trusting that my legs of goat will be superior to the nature of this.
Let's hope.
Wait, are we all going across, or is it just him and he's leading?
Well, you guys.
I said that backwards.
So the way that we do this, and it's often in this instance, it would only be one person that would make the roll. But the way it generally works is you go like when there's multiple rolls, you work backwards, right? Like, and you describe what happened and how this all worked out, which is what we did with Quincy earlier as well, right? So you roll the dice, we know whether it's successful, and then you guys fill in the blanks around what it all looked like. Make sense?
Okay, and when I took the trust away from Edgar, does he have to adjust it too, or is it just purely me?
Just you.
Okay. Okay.
All right, what are you doing, Matt?
No, I'm just winging it. Legs of a goat.
All right, perfect. So is that? So did you roll?
It says spend acquisitions. Final step. Wait before hitting submit.
You don't have any acquisitions.
Okay. I don't need to wait anymore then.
Just hit submit.
I can just go. Okay.
Found the blonde
The
sitting
answer
at
is-
the red stop sign. Why are you sitting here? I'm waiting for it to turn green.
And nothing happened. Anything
We'll
happened
see.
on yours?
No,
You're
I
down
see
under,
anything.
so we're waiting for it to go through the Earth's core and flip right side up.
Do you want me to do it again?
If you don't mind, I'm not sure what happened there or why it didn't work.
Okay. So target number 9.
Correct.
Submit. Goat farmer. Capability, yes, I was going deathmatch. No extra stuff. No extra stuff. Oh, and then it says...
Bada bing,
Okay.
bada boom.
Jesus Christ, that was just, yeah.
Skin of your goatee teeth.
Yeah.
All the hairs on
Legs of the goat, he yells, and he bricks it across the thing.
All right.
Target 9, result 9.
So you get across, and as you get across, two things happen, right? So that terminal that was on the plinth, you start, Bobby, you're up front, so you kind of catch in your breath. Which order are you going in, by the way? Bobby's up front. Where are you two? Who's in second? Who's bringing up the rear?
I don't know about Edgar, but I chase kids around all the time, so I feel like I'm competent enough to go next, but I would let Edgar go first if you wanted.
No, Edgar just gestures you forward and says ladies first.
Like I haven't heard that before, and I head off.
All right, so as Edgar's bringing up the rear, Bobby, you hear the terminal. So two things happen, right? So as Edgar puts his last step off the rope, the terminal spits out some instructions, which you presume to be the code. And then the bridge falls away behind Edgar, right? So, as he steps across, there's like a couple of flashes, there's little micro charges explode, and the thing just drops, right? It just drops down into the ravine below. And you guys notice at the same time that the other bridge also blows. So there's now no way to go back across the ravine. And that box on the other side is just remaining lost. And you guys are kind of chilled by the screams of these other three competitors as they, fall into the ravine because they just weren't quick enough in getting across. So why don't you all, excuse me, starting with Edgar and then Candice and then Bobby, do your talking heads. Like fill me in on how you ran across and how you felt and yada, 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 all the rest of it. Explain this to the audience at home.
Bobby will grab the camera and then point it down to the lower part of his body, and he will show off his legs with a big grandiose gesture. He goes, "Legs of the goat," and that's all he's going to do. He's going, "Cut." Enough said.
Legs of the goat. Let me make a note of this. I think this is going to come back. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like this is catchphrase city.
Well, it's a TV show. You're meant to be getting followers, and you're going to get them in a second for doing this. So, Edgar, give us your talking head, or give us the slow motion description of how you make it across, and you can be describing your actions. It doesn't have to be you doing a talking head, but just narrate us through your version of events of how you got across here safely. You there, Tim?
Sorry, my mic wasn't working, I don't think, for a second. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah. Edgar just kind of goes, yeah. Well, as soon as we stepped on the bridge, I don't even know what happened. The two in front of me started moving, and the entire time I was just thinking, distract the other team. And I was just trying to come up with the best your mama joke, and then all of a sudden we were on the other side, and I didn't need it.
Beautiful. Bring it home, Candice. What was your stay-at-home mother or father perspective on all of this? My apologies.
Oh man, I don't know if Edgar could tell, but I mean, like, I was scared shitless. I didn't know what to do. And then he cracked a joke that I heard hundreds of thousands of times. And, normally I just roll my eyes and flip him the bird, but I was too scared of what to do. So the only thing I could do was think, I just visualized right in my head my favorite son over there, Saheem. He was across the hill, across the bridge. I had to get to him. Yeah, there's a couple others that are expendable. I wouldn't move as fast for them for Sahim, but Sahim, he was over there, and I had to get to him and save his life.
Sahim is your favorite son. All right, beautiful. So it cuts back, like you do your little talking heads, and it cuts back, and the again, like the it cuts back to the people screaming as they fall into the ravine below. So you guys are on the other side. There is this terminal that's on the plinth, and there is this crate with stuff in it. What's up next?
The crates.
Yeah, did it pop open, or do we need to get something from the plinth?
Yeah, there's an instruction, like a piece of paper that printed out.
Yeah, I'll grab that and read it. What's it say?
It's just a code. It's a code that will get you into the this orange box.
Let's pop it in.
Beautiful. So
Clap my hands. Rub, rub, rub. What do we got?
it's a supreme disappointment for you, right? So there are all
Pickle
of you
sandwich.
get a close combat weapon, and there's actually one over to spare, and then you will get climbing gear. So if you open up your character sheets, you'll see it in there, right? So you put in the diamond to the right of close combat, put a check there.
For each of us?
Yeah. And then there's the second one if anyone wants to take it. Like if you can check the second box if anyone wants to carry a spare of these. And you can also throw it into the ravine if you don't want a second knife, but you do want to deny.
We should take in case we get somebody else to be on our team, right?
Are we like tracking weight or anything in this game, or like how much we can carry? Is there any downside to actually taking it? Yeah, whatever.
We should keep one. Keep it nice and clean.
I take.
Yeah, take it.
Beautiful.
We can always use it for barter too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
Also,
Pretty good.
you will get survival gear, so check that on your box as well.
Each one of us.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. This doesn't seem very underwhelming. I mean, yeah, compared to a shotgun, yes, it's very underwhelming. But if we're going to be avoiding people, this is actually preferable.
Well,
So wait, we got survival gear or we got climbing gear, because they're separate things on.
Oh,
the
you
sheet.
did say climbing gear.
Different
Climbing
things,
gear.
yeah. I've checked
Okay.
all of it.
So climbing gear, not survival gear.
correct. No survival for you.
Ah, sorry. I'm clicking.
Make up your damn mind.
Yeah.
Well, Bobby, this looks like it's going to be useless for you, but you might as well take it anyways.
I was gonna say you take.
But
Okay,
I already got one.
Radio mast.
So,
Yes,
I mean,
radio
at
mast.
least we're armed. I mean, not armed against guns, but better a knife than nothing, right? I don't know. I'll look down over the ravine. I mean, we have climbing gear. Do you think that they had anything on them?
Ooh.
Have fun, Dan.
How deep is the ravine? Is that the only thing here?
You have climbing. You could use this climbing equipment to get down.
How
Is it
deep
a
is the
dry ravine, or is it like a river at the bottom? Is it moving water, or are the bodies still down there?
The
Can we
bodies
see?
are still down there. There's water, but it's not washing them away, right? And it's like it's dry enough that if they had anything on them, you'd be able to get it off them.
It's like a shallow creek.
We go down. Okay. You guys come up with ropes. Who stops anybody up top from cutting rope?
Maybe only one of us goes down, or
Yeah, we don't
you
all
just
need to
move
go
on?
down. Damn, Bobby.
We go down.
How long do you think it's going to take, Bobby?
How far down is it? How long do you reckon I must have a reasonable
20 minutes
knowledge
down,
of
20
how
minutes,
fast I can do that?
20 minutes down, 20 minutes back again.
How long would you say it took us to get to the ravine, though?
20 minutes.
Ooh, I don't know if it's going to be worth the time. Well, they did come from the north, though.
Those bridges
Why
are
don't-
gone. They can't cross this ravine even if somebody comes
Well,
off.
well, no, because I'm thinking if people are coming from the port and going to go to the high ground like we are, I mean,
Did they
If
come
it's-
from the radio mast
That
area? Do we think?
could be.
50-50. I mean, we could go down. I think it's either if they came from the mass, then yeah, we need to go check them.
Yeah, I think if they
I
came
don't
from
think-
that area, then
Yeah. I don't think we can take that chance. We have to go get it.
the alternative is I could go down there and get that. I could come back up when, and you guys go to the radio mast. I could come back up when you're back.
I mean, you should probably just stick together. And to be honest, I feel like everyone is either rushing about trying to find stuff, or is doing what the copper is back in the fishing village and is trying to spend way too much time organizing a lot of people. I think we can spare half an hour to do this and still be fine.
Okay, because I was going to ask
Okay.
when you say rushing, as in going way too fast through an area, or gotcha. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. You're
Going way
talking
too
about
fast or just going way too slow and not taking
But-
calculated
but-
risk. Yeah.
it.
Bobby's already started climbing.
Oh, Bobby, take a rope, please. God, I know you can do it on your own, but why take the chance? I throw a rope down.
Hey, before we forget, because I just forgot. Excuse me. So, Bobby gets as
followers.
many followers equal to the target number. So you get to knock up 9 boxes of followers on your character sheet,
Damn.
and then whoever is in the middle gets to do. Oh, is it rounded up or down? Hold on 1 second.
So because
Round it
Bobby
up.
was the
So-
challenger,
You get 5.
Okay.
Candice. And then, unfortunately for you, Edgar, bringing up the rear, you just get to check him 1.
Need more goat.
These
is it
represent
really
tens of
for him?
thousands.
'Cause-
Sorry, go on.
well, because it says other competitors who succeed. So okay, whatever.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm just reading the chat window. Because chat window says other competitors who succeeded.
You might be right. The best competitor marks a new follower box that you can target up. Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. My apologies. So it is rounded up, but it's both of you. I thought it was. I thought there was a. I'm probably reading it wrong. I thought
Unless
there
we
was-
were supposed to roll challenges as well.
No, because it's only supposed to be one person that rolls it, and
Okay.
you can support them and add to it and stuff. But yeah, my
Gotcha.
apologies. I've got the instructions up, and it says if you support or fail, you mark 1 new box. I misread that. So, excuse me. Bobby gets 90, and then you guys get 50,000 new followers. And by the way, you know this because you have that wristwatch, and the wristwatch, it's very old fashioned, but a piece of paper actually comes out of it and shows you like ticker tape. It shows you how many new followers that you have.
And it does it as tally marks, so it takes 60 minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately. But you got time. You're going down that ravine.
5.
This might be enough paper to wipe my ass later.
Meanwhile, it's generating paper because I'm not sure how it's hiding all that paper in my watch.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Okay, yeah, I'm bolting fast as I can down the bottom to get to.
Toilet paper straight
Thanks.
from the gods.
And what is it that you're
And we'll
looking
take whatever goodies they've got on their bodies because they came from the north, right? We're assuming they would have taken any boxes that they found on the way.
Let's have you. All right, so this is going to be another challenge.
Scavenging, basically.
Yeah, hold on. So roll 1d6.
And I'll bring some. Is there any water down the bottom?
There
A
is, yeah,
ravine?
like
Is it the
yeah,
lowest
like a
point?
trickle, like a ravine, rather like a little creek rather than a flowing river.
That's water, right?
Yeah.
Which would be useful. So
All right, so
Don't forget to check their shoes. You'd be amazed at what children leave in their shoes.
target number for you.
Yeah.
I don't even know where we're going. That sounded Swedish at that point. All right. So target number is 9. Again, this is another challenge beast for you.
Target's 9 again.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Goat farmer. I didn't, or I did get fatigue from the last one.
You didn't. You only get it if you fail.
If you fail. I'm going down there full bore, I think, because I'm going down and back up as quick as possible so that we can bolt north afterwards. So
All right.
None of these marry up with what I'm doing though. Does that matter?
What in terms
Maybe
of a challenge?
Yeah.
Yes,
It's Redacted or Deathmatch would be the...
it's challenge based.
Challenge bees, yeah, strength and agility.
Yeah, but I'm already doing that.
Oh, in
It
terms
says
of
add
secondary.
another
No.
capability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, then you don't have any other advantage there.
No.
Oh yeah, because that would
And
actually be none.
can I trust Edgar to hold the rope for me at the top, so that I can make bigger jumps and go down
Yeah.
faster? Edgar, grab the rope, please. I'd ask Candace, but
And this would also make sense because you're a social beast. So support. A competitor may choose to sit out a contest. And again, like, not all of the contests are like being filmed, so to speak, right? And some of them are just kind of contests that, like, not you against other people. So in a time like this, you would pass a copy of their capability die, right? So meaning you would get a D8, right, from Edgar supporting you. You get one trust with the character they're supporting, right? Meaning Edgar gets one trust with you on the character sheet, and they also mark a new follower box. But it means that Edgar wouldn't get, like, when you get to the bottom and get to the top again, you're going to get you're going to get another 90,000 followers. Edgar won't get those followers because he's now in a support role. Does that make sense? But it makes it better for you because you now get a D8 to roll.
right. So in the other dice advantage trust, I get 1d8
Correct.
or 1d6.
Correct, 1d8.
1d8.
Because it's using
And
a
I've got
social game to
spent-
coach you.
Cool. I've got spend acquisitions.
You don't have
Given
any
I've got
acquisitions yet,
a
unfortunately. Oh, actually, you
Climbing
do.
rope?
You do.
No.
You've got the climbing
Yeah.
rope. Well, you couldn't. Actually, why not? Like, why wouldn't you? Yeah, you can sacrifice that. You just have to, like, it breaks on the way back up.
Okay. Okay.
Is that if he fails, or just the fact that he's using it?
Just the fact that he's using it.
Okay,
Because it's now gone from his character
And what do
sheet.
gotcha.
1d...
That would be D6.
Is it 1d6?
Suspense. Yay!
13.
Oh, very nice. So you get to add another 90,000 followers. Candace gets 50,000 because you were doing some kind of cheerleading, I'm guessing. And then, despite the fact that Edgar was actually instrumental to this, Edgar only gets one box. He only gets 10,000.
Sorry, okay.
And you said I add another trust for Bobby, so I'm up to
Correct.
3 with him.
Correct. Oh, Bobby, you spent one with Edgar to get him to support you.
Yeah, I think he did that a while back.
And we all know, that,
No, I
that
did that.
trust in our friends is the real treasure that we're earning here on Deathmatch Island.
As
You
you're giving him that
lose
pep talk,
5
Edgar,
followers for saying soppy crap like that.
you could easily lose them. So
5 people turn off.
it starts to get a little bit hairy, right? Because as he's coming up the ravine, even though there's no way for him to get across or for them to get across, you start to see what you assume is that group coming from the fishing village towards you. So as you look behind you, again, you're on the other side, Bobby's coming up, but it's getting kind of hairy because they're coming towards you. They're not running or anything, but, you know, they do have guns as a reminder. So, you know, it is one of those, like, hairy, exciting moments as you get Bobby up. So, Edgar, you're the one that kind of got screwed over. So as the production assistant, I'm going to you and you alone for a talking head here, right? So why don't you describe how you come up, like how you get Bobby up, how you don't get any followers, and how you see this mob coming towards you?
Yeah, I mean, we were using the climbing rope, yeah. So I don't know. I found a way, probably because I assume these treasure box that we just looted are kind of like anchored in place. So I probably just found a way to tie the rope off around the box to help anchor him while I was holding it and watching these people come. Just getting a bit nervous. Don't really want to be here. I mean, I guess we're gonna have to talk to him at some point, but rather just be fucking gone.
We cut back to the
They're like
action.
Bob-
You guys are helping Bobby scamper up onto the. And by the way, Bobby, when you were down there, we completely overlooked this. So while you were down there, you found one survival gear and then one Walther P99 semi-auto pistol. I'm presuming you're keeping those, but I mean, it'd be, up to you if you wanted to hand them off to another player.
I'll come up and I'll show them what I've got. We share.
I
Someone's
recoil
gotta have it,
slightly.
so.
I recoil slightly at the gun because 6 kids in the house. I can't. No guns. No guns.
He grabs the gun. He goes, "Who shoots well?" He's currently just flinging it around everywhere. Who shoots? You shoot.
Careful, Matt. Is that thing loaded?
You shoot.
Is this the first time that
I don't
Bobby's
know.
ever held a gun?
He's just really flippant with it. It's like, yeah. It's like, you shoot. Bobby, no shoot.
Yeah. I've played paintball a few times. Here, give it here.
Hey. So it's a Walther, I think P99. Second one on this.
Yeah. Little handgun. Yep. Got it.
I love how it's very specific with the types of guns and the grenade it uses, but for close combat, it's just melee weapon.
Yeah.
I feel like whilst Edgar was doing his go-to, I'd have been in the background going, "Didn't need the rope. Could just climbed on my own." In the background.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as we get that sorted out, though, we should get fucking moving. Because I mean, unless we want to stay and talk to these people, if we want to yell across the gorge at them.
Nah.
Are they just making a ruckus, or did they see us and trying to shout to us?
Right now, the closer they get, the more they kind of like, they're starting to recognize that you're there. And as they get a little bit closer, the guy with the megaphone is in there and he's like, "Hey, you stop, you guys over there. What are you doing? Stop right there." So, but they can't get across the ravine, right? I mean, one your rope blew behind Edgar as he got across, and the rope blew for the other team and killed them all. So they can't actually get across the ravine now. So, you could taunt them, you could ignore them and run away, but whatever they're shouting and whatever this guy is saying through the speakerphone is kind of irrelevant to you.
They just wave and say, "Bye, have a good time."
We'll hightail it north.
Perfect. All right, so heading to the radio mast.
Yeah. Think so.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So it's a 60-foot, like 60 meters, sorry, or 200-foot tower of lattice orange and white steel, the same orange that is throughout this game. It's topped with an antenna array, and it stands atop the tallest mountain on Island 1 that you can see from the the topography on the map. So your first impressions, the grey sky is vast and bright above you. A gale wind is tugging at your clothes and hair. The majesty of the island is sprawling out below you. You're winded as you get to the top here. And the mast is towering above, is humming slightly. What do you do? What are you guys doing? Or how are you approaching it? Or what is it that you think you see as you're heading there?
The mast is humming?
Yeah.
Like the sound of electric, like when you're going past a transformer?
Correct.
Is there a building, or is it just a radio tower?
It's just a radio tower. It's just a mast, in fact.
Well, shit.
It's a tower of latticed orange and white steel, tapped with an antenna array. So it really is just a mast.
Can't see any boxes or crates or anything.
Anything at the top?
No, but there are, at the bottom there are some crates for sure.
Okay.
Hustle,
Head towards.
open.
Yeah.
So as you get towards
Does
it,
it look like they're opened already?
you'll have to get close enough to them to see that entirely or to see it accurately, right? So you get over there, and it's not like the other one exactly, right? There are these crates for you to get into, but it's there's more like a padlock on them. It's not the same kind of like key card code that there was before that you have to break in. So it feels like these are out in the open. You're just going to have to figure out how to open them yourself.
Did you say padlocked?
Yeah.
So we our climbing gear has a grapple, right?
Correct.
We use the end of the grapple that's nice metal to pry it open.
Yeah.
Take a look around to see if we could find a key. Knowing this place will have challenges, maybe this is just find a key hidden challenge.
I was thinking about climbing the lattice at least a little bit to see if there's any other advantage to looking about.
Can we lob a rope up into the tower? Is it a wire-framed one?
Yes, correct.
How about we tie up the box?
Drop it. Geronimo.
Yeah, lift it up there, drop it, instead of trying to waste time trying to find it.
Yeah.
How sturdy are the crates?
Say that again.
How sturdy are the crates?
They're pretty sturdy, but I mean, this will work, right? So, you could get up there. You've got, you could pretend it's just a goat up there and chase it up the hill, right? So you'd be able to climb up there and use some kind of like leverage or use the ropes to pulley this up there. And it is just a wooden crate this time, right? It's a reinforced wood, right? I mean, it's like you couldn't just, kick it and break it open. Yeah. But it's you'd be able to drop it from like, 10, 15, 20 foot and it'd crack open.
Yeah.
Let's make some omelets.
So, as you get it halfway up, you also see, or as climbing up there, Bobby, and I'm presuming you're the one doing it because you are the challenge beast.
Yeah.
You also see a couple of crates up there, right? So more like bags, right? Smaller crates. So you see 3 in total. Now there's almost like a currency in the game that are called acquisitions, right? So, there's, if you look on your character sheet there, let me see where these are.
Those are redacted ones.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to this. For now, I want all of you to check one of the advantages boxes underneath where the acquisitions redacted are. I want to see exactly, I'm evidently missing something here. Mark 2 boxes there. I'll come back and fix this between sessions. But you can use those.
Just made a moment.
Say that again.
Sorry, just mark 2 advantages.
Sorry, one
not write
advantage for
anything in
each of you. Sorry, just one advantage for each of you.
So yeah, gotcha. Yeah,
I will figure that out. But these can be used in a contest, right? So you can erase a mark on an acquisition to roll a bonus D4. So we'll cross that bridge when we come back to it, but I'll remind you have the opportunity. I'm just not sure where that goes on your character sheet.
Yep.
All right, so
you said just one.
This thing lands and it smashes.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I was just making sure it was one each.
Okay. So this thing lands and smashes. Inside is another Walther P99 semi-automatic pistol, plus 1 Remington M870 shotgun, plus 1 more climbing gear. So, how do you want to?
I replace my climbing gear.
Yeah.
I replaced the climbing gear because mine was broken, right?
Perfect. Yeah, you gave it in as used as an advantage. Yep.
I mean, we've got enough for everybody to have a firearm now, so. Who wants the shotgun? Who wants a pistol?
You take a shotgun and a pistol, and probably try and stop Bobby from doing the cowboy twizzle with a loaded weapon on its finger.
This is going to turn into Edgar.
Good cowboy! Good cowboy!
Edgar carrying everything, looking like fucking Rambo,
Yeah.
and everybody else walking around with knives, being like, "No, no gun, too dangerous."
You are the office assistant from hell with all those guns.
You teach Bobby shooting.
Yeah, I can teach you. I mean, like right now.
Well, on the run.
Yes, trial by fire, the best way to learn.
While we
Yeah.
travel, how big is this industrial port? We can see down there, right? Because we're in the tallest part of the island.
It's a very good size. Like, and you can see some movement down there below. Like, there might be a couple of people in there, and you can certainly see a few orange crates that are dotted around. You just can't see whether or not they've been opened.
Okay. Yes. Use guns. Get crates. Let's go. He's lucky if it doesn't shoot.
Speaking of looking around, like, how is the sound up here? Like, are there other gunshots, like what was happening down in the village that we can hear?
No.
Or any other similarly loud noises besides just the wind?
No, the wind is drowning a lot of it out. But you also,
Okay.
you know, anyone that you left, anyone that was, you know, making noise previously, that was kind of, you've left on the other side of the ravine, right? They, you know, as far as you know, they're gonna have to. It'll take them a while to walk. Oh, sorry, wrong area. It'll take them a while to figure out how to get around the ravine, right? So there's no one within earshot, and there's nothing that you can really hear anywhere close.
Maybe now might be the best time to take a couple pot shots.
Waste ammo, then.
I mean, take a shot and make sure you understand how it works, even if it's just
Yeah,
one.
okay. Yeah, you teach Bobby. You teach Bobby.
Oh, I couldn't tell you the first thing about this.
Bobby gets gun and he's like, holster, and he puts it in his pocket. Holster. Seen the movie.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe. The other thing I could do is try what's in the movie too, and I think what you do is you take the top part and you pull it back, and then you point it in the one direction and pull the trigger, I guess.
Bobby will have a go at shooting a piece of the broken wood or something.
And then all you got to do is make that magazine, or I'm sorry, you got to make that clip fall out, and then the gun's safe, right? I think that's how they do it.
No idea what you're talking about. Just glass-eyed, absolutely water and eye. Oh, yeah, hold on. hold in my other hand so that I can use this at the good eye.
Bobby,
Not so good with the eye patch eye.
This is how we dispose of your cows when we're completely done with them, buddy. All right, so are you
Cows
guys?
no good. Goats.
I'm sorry, Matt. Say that again.
I said cows no good. Goats. Bobby will say maybe we should just make it look like we're going to the Whitewater if we're going to the industrial park.
How do you suggest we do that?
Yeah, just put some tracks to the Whitewater, but then backtrack our tracks a few, and then bolt to the industrial park. If I have any skills like that, I assume I
Like the sand people
have some
walking
sort
in
of
a line.
tracking. Yeah.
I mean, even if they do get around the ravine, I have a feeling a group that big is probably going to be heading for the industrial port anyway, not towards whatever it is down the other way. Just scavenge more supplies.
Yeah,
that guy's going to want as many guns with his people as he can get, right?
Yeah.
How many boxes can we see like in the open in the industrial port?
For the sake of argument, 6. And they're scattered around in different places. And again, you're coming down from a good vantage point, so you can see these 6 boxes because they're so orange and they stand out.
Does the house look like it's a mansion?
We go hightailing it. Yeah.
You want to hightail it to the port? I think it's a risk. I mean, we could do it if we, hit it fast and get out. There's people already there. I mean, who knows how much time they spent down there.
I guess they're coming into the port. Yeah, we don't have binoculars or anything, right? Survival gear, what's in that?
Like a 10 and
Just
then
stuff for
so on, like
overnight.
nothing combat useful.
Mm.
Oh yeah, because there's recon gear above it that says walkie-talkies and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Not that
I think
know
we
of.
get out to the port and try and get what we can. If we don't know how many people are here, right? So yeah, I think speed. Go to the port, find what we can quickly, avoid confrontation, and then circle around to the house, and maybe then bugger off up north.
Let me pause here and just ask a quick question. Tim, I know this is generally around when you start to fade, right? Like 10, 15 or so your time. Should we be bringing this to a close here and picking up next week, or are you good for another challenge?
I'm good for one more challenge, yeah.
All right, beautiful. So, as you guys are heading into the town, there's, you're able to kind of like zig and zag for a large part of the way down there. But ultimately, it gets to kind of like there's just one road kind of like heading in and one road heading out, right? And, it's not like you're being railroaded in there, but like, you kind of get from the side of the road and or from the bushes and the mountain. And in order to be able to get over to the crates, you're going to have to like walk into the town and take one of the roads in there, right? So as you're marching down, you see another group of competitors walking towards you. So there's also 3 of them. They're all in the same outfits, different colors, but like, just like you, they've, obviously a team because of the color and the cut of their outfits. They're also armed, right? So at least 2 of them are, right? Now, as they're approaching you, one of them is keeping their gun on you, but the other one is putting his gun up and kind of walking towards you, right? So, the other's keeping a cover, but this one is extending at least some trust and seems to be walking towards you to have a conversation. What do you guys do? How do you react to this?
Yeah, let's try this again. No more of the Quincy talk from back there. Yeah, Candace? Let's try and be friendly.
Oh, very friendly. In an Indian accent, impersonating a Chinese accent from Jackie Chan. We want no trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. So these guys
With a
are
golf
very
ball in his mouth.
confused. Sorry, say that again.
As I say, Chinese accent with a golf ball in his mouth. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just like I feel like I'm getting a tour of the world this evening because of Candace's accent skills and personality. I'm loving it. So these guys are heading towards you. The leader of the group, again, one of them has an assault rifle pointed at you. He has a shotgun, but he's not pointing it at you. So he's kind of coming towards you. How are you guys, position-wise, approach-wise? What is it you guys are doing?
I would just double check as we're going in. 'Cause I think I'm carrying 2 guns at the moment. Just make sure that Candace doesn't want the little pistol. But yeah, I mean, probably tell each of them to spread out a little bit, and I'll stay in the middle with the shotgun. And I'm not going to have it pointed at them, but kind of just like up in the air, let them know that we're carrying some firepower ourselves.
Well, Bobby will take out the other pistol and hold it like a gangster wandering down there.
Like turned on its side, you mean, Matt?
Yeah, well, yeah, just down and doing the gangster walking thing. You've seen that in the movie, right? It's
I can picture
Bobby suddenly got a very distinct pimp limp.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
in the course of this session, Bobby became Afghanistani. I'm not entirely sure, but I feel he went from like being from the hills of Appalachia, and now he's like like he's from the canyons of Afghanistan with that accent that Matt's been pulling up and just talking about goats. So, the guy
Discord,
coming
that's what I
toward-
picture.
Say that again.
In Discord, that's all I can picture.
I'm with you. So the guy's coming towards you. The kind of the lead of these, again, he's got his gun up very non-threateningly, and he comes towards you and he says he's not really sure because it feels like, if I understood Tim correctly, you 3 split up or spread out. Is that fair?
Just spread out, yeah. We're not like
Yeah.
real far, but we want like 6-7 feet between us, just so we're not easy targets.
Sure. So this guy says, he introduced himself. He says his name is Beckett. He says, I'm not entirely clear what's going on here, but, we just did a weird contest and it ended up with some people getting killed and we got their weapons and we're not really entirely sure what's going on. But he pulls the letter out and he's like, but according to this, at some point, we're going to need to have some reinforcements or we're going to have a bunch more enemies. So he kind of puts the letter back in his pocket and he doesn't point his gun at anyone, but he kind of pulls, he's had it pointed up. He comes down, it's now supported in both his arms. So it's not threatening, but it's a little bit less peaceful than it was before. So, he stated his position of like, he just did a challenge. Some people died. They got their guns. Doesn't know what the fuck is going on. But it looks like it's either going to be kill or be killed at some point soon. Before we describe how you guys interact with him, let's all do a quick talking head. And let's start with you, Bobby. Bobby, how are you feeling about this and your whole interaction and like, these guys appear in front of you. Let's get your talking head on your take on the situation.
We came into the big city and lots of, people with guns. We acted cool. We faced them down, no problems whatsoever. We aligned with them, got them on our side, and Bob's your uncle. It was just a done deal from the moment Edgar started talking. He's got a way with words, surely.
I love this element of the game. Camera fades to black or cuts directly over to Candice. Candice, what's your take on the situation?
Man, I don't know what's gotten into Bobby. He's turning in quite the wild card. I can't predict what he's going to do next. I mean, he's just all over the place. But you know what? I'd rather have a wild card than a liability like Quincy at my side. Because at least the wild card's going to be doing something rather than nothing.
Oh, I love it. You're such a bitch. All right, we close this out. It cuts to Edgar. Edgar, what's your take on this situation?
It's at this point, I think we really need to start thinking tactically. I'd like to expand our ranks. I'd really like to make some new friends, some alliances. I think there is safety in numbers. That being said, ever since I picked this up and I hold the shotgun up, I really want to use it.
Man, that's the best talking head yet, this game. All right, so we come back to you guys. It really depends on how you want to approach this, right? So, you can walk on by if you want and see if they'll let you walk away. You could try and recruit them to your cause and see if you can make allies so that when it goes to the Death Royale, at least maybe there's now 6 of you rather than 3 of you, which is what Quincy's group did earlier. You could also fight it out with them here and now and see whether or not you could take their weapons. So it's really kind of up to you. By the way, I forgot, this guy also had if you look on the map, he also had a card. So that's who you're talking to now. You're talking to this guy, Beckett.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, try and be friendly. I don't think we're going to do anything aggressive, first of all, and just do introductions all around. Be like, hey, Edgar, before anything else happens, let's just, 2-minute truce, get to know each other. Because, honestly, not really sure what's going on either. But we encountered a very large group with a very angry man with a megaphone. And they had a lot of guns. I don't know what's going on either. But not trying to make any more freaking enemies than it seems like are already around.
So I will point out one thing to you. And Abthort is competitor 413. So there's at least 413 people running around on this island, right? And I only just noticed that myself, right? So to put,
is that information we would know? Because I saw it, I was trying to ignore it.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, I would say we can meta it, right? But I think that kind of gives you as players rather than characters an idea of how many of these guys you're going to have to deal with at some point soon. So just because it is getting on, so as you say this, And can you repeat that last line of what you said so I can respond to it?
Just basically tell him not trying to make any more enemies that seem like we're already surrounded by.
So just as you finish saying that, the klaxon sounds 3 times. And it's like a ooh, ooh. And on the third one, you lock eyes with Beckett and you realize the game has just switched into phase 2. And man, it's up to you guys to kill everybody you can find and everybody that's in front of you before they kill you. That's where we're fading to black. And we fade out to the host of the show suddenly appearing on camera, and it's like being broadcast to the dark web or some shit. And he's like, this just got really juicy, folks. You need to come back because these 2 teams are going to be facing off against each other. So that's where we fade to back, and we will pick up next session, assuming you want to go for a second session of this. We pick up next session with you guys at the industrial park, facing down with Beckett and his fellas, just as we go into the deathmatch aspect of the game.
Nice.
Sweet.
Nice.
And with that said, I am going to thank you all for anyone that tuned in, the whole 1 person that watched it, and that's probably me on my own phone. Thank you all for joining, and join in again some point soon, and enjoy. Good night.
Nice.